is Emily back here with Planting Libra, and first of all, I know it's been a while, but I'm hoping to actually start uploading a little bit more regularly now. I'm going to be filming some shorter videos so they don't take quite so long to edit, because that seems to be my issue, is I just cannot get myself through a long edit anymore. I have some videos from last fall that I have yet to touch. I've got some shorter videos planned that are going to be under the 10-minute mark to hopefully encourage me to actually start editing, because that seems to be where I am falling short and what's causing me to lax in uploading. It's been about 3 months since my last, so I'm hoping the next break isn't going to be quite so long, about a week or so. We're feeling a very yellowy vibe, a very warm vibe today. I mean, in here too, it's all the colors, but these ones are on the bottom. It matches kind of well, you know. So I figured that today I would just kind of ease myself back in with a little shorter video with some new growth updates of some of my plants. In true Planting Libra fashion, you're currently balanced on a banana plant and a terracotta pot right now, because who needs tripods? Who needs actual equipment? We're filming on a phone balanced on a banana plant. Yeah, so let's get into the new growth. We are going to start our new growth check on this shelf here, my lovely little crate shelf that I constantly rearrange the configuration of. Also, you look at my nails. They're all tie-dye and rainbow. Yeah, anyways, back to the plants. So the first one I would like to talk about, if I'm not going to mash the leaf on the wall, is this beautiful new leaf on my Alocasia poly, my Alocasia amazonica. It is massive, not quite as big as this other leaf that came out before it, but still a beautiful leaf. And I actually had 2 new smaller leaves. Don't mind the incense holder. I had 2 smaller leaves come out on this as well, so a second bulb there decided to wake up for me and give me some new leaves. So this plant is definitely looking a lot fuller than it has before. We have a new leaf coming on my philodendron moonlight. It's taken its dear sweet time. I'm going to start fertilizing soon, now that spring is coming. So I'm hoping that it is going to perk up a little bit and come a little bit faster. This is my angel wing begonia. And as we can see here, let's get the TV out of the way so you can actually see, there are a couple of new shoots coming there. This leaf here that is covering over my thumb partially right now, that is the newest leaf that come out. I'm sorry I'm shaking so much, my goodness. But that is a beautiful new leaf that came out. It's a little on the small side, but I'm hoping that we're on to bigger and better things with this babe. We also have on this Monstera adansonii, this is the narrow form. We lost a couple of leaves on this one while I was a little bit lax on watering, but we have a brand new leaf opening up here. It's not quite fully unfurled yet, but you can see all the lovely little holes in there. That is going to be a beautiful leaf once it finally opens up, so I'm excited to see how that progresses. Some more new growth here on my kind of sad looking Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. It struggled a hell of a lot during acclimating to my house, my environment, but it's been putting out some non-fenestrated leaves, but some really nice healthy leaves. So I'm hoping that this new little leaf sprout is actually going to have some fenestration in it. If it doesn't, I'm okay with that, but I'm excited to see this plant finally coming back to life after losing large portions of leaves and just in general being quite sad. So, hopeful things for this guy too. And then down here, we also have a new leaf on my single-leaved, currently, philodendron bipenifolium. So it's still very much in its caterpillar, but I'm excited. This one's been one leaf for several long months now, so seeing new growth is definitely a very good sign for this plant. Very excited to see how this goes. This plant here is actually a new plant to me. I repotted one of these in an older video, but sadly that died. It had spider mites and then it got some root rot. So I'm trying again, round 2, with this Alocasia Lauterbachia. I still don't know how to pronounce it, but we've got a beautiful big leaf there. A new leaf that is still kind of wonky because it hasn't fully hardened off yet, but a beautiful leaf that just came in. A couple lower leaves are struggling there. One of them has already kicked the bucket, but it's still in its pot from the nursery. Assorted tropicals, of course, but the roots on the bottom tell me that this guy needs to be repotted ASAP, and I'm going to get on that hopefully in one of my next videos coming up. There are a good few plants on this table here featuring the banana plant y'all were balancing on earlier. Those are awesome. There's new growth happening on all of those, but I don't want to focus on those because I'm sad that they're leaving, but I'm excited that they're making room for new plants. But the one I do want to focus on is this Monstera deliciosa, which has finally come out with a leaf with more than one fenestration on it. Look at how glossy this is. I am in love. You can see the little water drip on this one from the new leaf here. Just look at these fenestrations. Like, it's very flimsy still, as it's very new. It just fully opened itself up this morning. I'll just flip around here so y'all can see. This is the leaf that came out right before it with just the one fenestration. Very beautiful leaf. And pardon the garbage on this table. I'm in the process of cleaning up my apartment. And also, here's me in the mirror. Hi! But I'm very excited to see the future leaves coming off of this plant because more and more fenestrations is a good thing in my books. A bit of a lighting shift here, but we have on this ruby rubber plant another new leaf poking out, but this guy with all this beautiful dark pink just recently opened up, and I am absolutely in love with this leaf. This plant is so beautiful. We're gonna ignore this bottom leaf down here that's kind of getting ready to leave the party, but even how the more mature leaves kind of fade to a more baby pink from this very vibrant pink, it's just such a beautiful plant. I am in love. Up here, we also have some cute new growth on a Peperomia caparata. This plant was really sad for a while and it was losing a lot of leaves, but the recent bout of sun we've had, that spring is kind of coming now, has done this guy a lot of good. So I'm hopeful that this plant is on the rebound. Then my string of hearts, which we can kind of see in the silhouette here, is very, very, very long. I am going to actually be taking some cuttings of this plant soon. Here is the very bottom of the tendril here. It's nearly the full length of this wire shelf I have. And on this plant, I don't know if we're going to be able to see it here, but you can kind of see it there, is actually growing some tubers on the vines. Here, we might be able to see, yeah, you can kind of see the silhouette of one there. Ooh, right there. So this is actually going to give me a great head start when I'm propagating this plant. I'll actually have some tubers all ready to start with by the time I get around to cutting this plant. You can see more of them here. This one actually, we can kind of see. Just look at how fat that little potato is getting. So cute. So I'm excited to take some clippings of that. While we're here, I might as well show you some of the jade that I have going. I sold one of these actually, the compact jade that was in this growth tray. We have some new growth coming in on my variegated jades and soil on the leaves, of course. These guys were just watered this morning. Some more new growth on this variegated jade. And on this good old regular jade, along with a hell of a lot of mineral deposits. Some cute new leaves opening up there. On this Hoya Crimson Princess, just look at that pink. It was a more bright pink color the other day, but even now with this blush kind of baby pink compared to the cream on the older, more mature leaves, I am in love with this leaf. Right along the vein there is where it stops, so it's kind of a half moon leaf, which I am in love with, and it still has that blush pink margin on this side here. And of course, the growth point continuing up along here. Very cool plant. We lost a leaf here this morning, unfortunately, but it was its time to go. And peeking down here, if we pull back these two leaves, you can see the two fully cream leaves that are chilling at the bottom here. Now I know they're just sucking away energy from the main plant, but I love them too much to get rid of them, so I'm going to leave them there. They are very, very pretty, but they stay tucked down below, which is probably good so they don't get sunburned. I absolutely love how this plant is doing. Such a beautiful set of leaves. I definitely want to get more into Hoya this summer when shipping season starts. I have to get in around the back of the shelf to see this new leaf coming on my Hoya pubicalyx. This long runner here, which actually comes all the way around the front here, almost intertwining with my string of hearts, was just that, a long runner, up until about 3 days ago, when this little leaf actually started to develop off the runner. So I'm very excited to see some new growth on this plant, and it is looking great. It's still tiny, but still a lot of growth to go. The last little bit of new growth I want to show you guys is the cutest, I'll pick this up out of its jar, is the cutest new little umbrella on this umbrella plant cutting. I took this in one of the last videos that I posted on my channel. I think I posted it. Or maybe that's one of the ones sitting in my editing backlog that I've just kind of abandoned. But either way, I took this cutting a few months back, and it's getting a very decent root system on it there. It actually probably could be potted up now. But this is all that's left of my nice big umbrella plant that I had. I took a trip home over Thanksgiving, and it decided to die on me because it didn't get enough water. I watered it right before I left, but I was gone a little bit too long for its liking. So I'm glad I took this cutting when I did, so I still have a piece of this plant. I'm going to pop that back in its jar there. There we go. Bottle, actually. It's a Canadian Club whiskey bottle. We recycle here. It's fine. Okay, I lied. There's one more bit of new growth I want to show you here. Yeah, my humidity isn't quite where I'd like it, but I'm currently not running a humidifier, so I don't have the ability to control that as good as I would like. But this Scindapsus pictus goes all the way down to here now, kind of wrapping it around this prayer plant. But it's been putting out some really beautiful leaves. This plant needs to be watered as well, this prayer plant. It's getting a little crispy. It's fine, I'll water it after this video. But another new leaf coming out on this vine. I absolutely love this plant. Such nice markings on the leaves, and definitely more Scindapsus in my future. I would really like to get my hands on an Exotica, on a Silverian, any of the splash varieties, and even the Lucens I've seen a lot more recently. They're definitely on the pricey side, but I think it's worth it. I love Scindapsus so much. And also, I have a question for you guys. These leaves here, which are on a separate vine, seem to look more like the Silvery Ann or the Silvery Queen variety of Scindapsus compared to these ones, which are more so the Argerius, which is what I've been classing the whole plant as. I'm just wondering if it ended up actually being different cuttings of different varieties put into the same nursery pot that I bought. But either way, such a beautiful plant with a nice long vine that I'm definitely going to be taking cuttings of at some point in the future. So that is it for this week's video. I'm hoping that I'm going to be back, like I said, next week with another one, some shorter videos. I'm hoping that y'all are going to be okay with that. Some of you have stuck around for my long hiatus, which I'm very grateful for. So thank you for watching this, and I hope you stick around for next week's. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave a like if you did. Subscribe as well if you want to. You don't have to. Don't feel obligated. But yeah, I'm glad to be back, and I'm feeling really good about coming back this time. So, and you can follow me on my Instagram. I post there a little bit more frequently than I do on YouTube here. My Instagram is plantinglibra, or my personal account is Emily Wake Up if you want to follow me there. And I started a Bookstagram account as well to follow me along in my reading journey. If you want to follow me there, it is Reading with Emmy. I'll have them all tagged below, and the ats on the end screen card there as well. So feel free to give me a follow there for a little bit more frequent posting than here on YouTube, but I'm feeling really good about coming back with more regular uploads this time, so I'm looking forward to the journey. So I hope y'all have a really good day and a really good week, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.